Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We are back, and what a better way to come back than to talk about gameplay? Well, kind of. As I was thinking about everything other than FC26 in the past week, there was one EA tweet that really caught my attention, and not in a good way. We have to talk about this PlayStyle nerf and how EA is doing it wrong based off of what they just talked about with the February feedback update. I feel like it's the biggest news on this game right now, but there's a lot more going on. I'm still trying to catch up as I missed this whole last week. We have fantasy FC cards that are out that we have to talk about. I want to invest in these guys. These are money making machines on the market, but I don't think the time is right yet. We're going to talk about a lot today, guys, especially those fantasy FC cards. If you're excited for the videos to be back like I am, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the channel if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now, we're going to cover yesterday's content on Saturday, but we're also going to cover a little bit of what dropped on Friday with Fantasy FC, and we're going to also, of course, as we usually do, look into today's content on Sunday because there are some big rewards headed our way. First of all, yesterday on Saturday, we had a new little Star Performers mini release, which probably most notably is led here by Due and Anthony Gordon. This Anthony Gordon card looks really insane. 96 pace, 90 shooting, 90 dribble with the quick step and the low driven 4-star, 4-star. Due looks really good as well. Even the Gabriel Sara, which of course some of you guys who watch the stream know, this guy with his inform has been kind of an Evo legend for me this year. And now he's got a finesse and incisive plus 89 rated card there for Galatasaray. So those cards are only in packs for a couple of days. Just wanted to highlight that really quickly from yesterday's content. Now, more yesterday content on Saturday. We are still having max 86 rated Evos on this game. I was shocked to log on to the game for the first time in the week and see max 86 rated Evos for one playstyle plus. Like, I know a lot of people are frustrated with this one, and I totally understand why. Yeah, sure, it gives rapid plus, it gives some decent playstyles, but like, what's the point of this evolution? Is this like maybe to chain a lower rated player up to something super usable? Sure, maybe that's what EA is going for with this. Or is this for somebody who's like just starting the game and EA wants to drop some Evos still for people that are still trying to build up a lot of cards that are lower rated, like max 86. I don't know, but it's kind of funny to me that we're still at max 86 rated one playstyle plus Evos. Now, I know there's been some pretty good ones. I got to really try to figure out who I'm going to put into this Fantasy FC Path evolution because I've seen some of the chains. When I look on Footbin, I see that Marcus Rashford there. I'm seeing a lot of chains with the Vieira and the Henry from the player pick SBC that was dropped last weekend. So I know there's been some decent Evos, but it still is kind of crazy to see, you know, some of these in here max 86 rated. It is nice to see max 87s, but even like a couple of those Evos right there don't take cards at 2 playstyle pluses. So, ooh, Colomani, let me see this real quick. Yeah, see, like, I haven't looked at too many of these Evo chains. I'm going to have to spend some time doing that. I know the main focus on this game right now is like the icon swaps and some of that, but it still feels like Evos have lacked. And let me know in the comments if that's the feeling that you've had over the past week. I haven't really paid attention to too much. Like, I've missed a lot. Like, I've really not stayed up on the content. That was the whole point of being away, but that's still the feeling that I get with Evo. So let me know if that's still the case. Now, I want to go to SBCs because I thought yesterday we actually had some okay content. First of all, 88 plus mixed heroes upgrade. I'm kind of a fan of these, and you guys know when the first one of these 88 plus mixed heroes came out, I did it right away. I had a decent pull. It wasn't anything super crazy, but the reason I kind of like it is it's super cheap. It's an 85 and an 87 rated squad for a bit of fun, right? How many upgrade packs with a genuine decent chance of getting a good pull can you do for 72k? Like, honestly, with these cards being packable from it, if you got the Hazard, you got the Ginola, the Yop Stem, the Fabregas, the Quaresma. Sure, you've got a lot of cards that aren't that great, but this is one of those like fun SBCs, albeit a bit of a gamble, if you will, that I'm kind of like, you know what, I'll give it a try. And maybe that's just because I am not locked into any player SBCs at the moment, but I don't think that's a bad SBC. I really don't. It doesn't make fodder move because it's super cheap, but I think that's actually a decent one. Now, speaking of fodder, I think there is an investment opportunity on some fodder. I looked at the prices from last week and I saw that they didn't do good until the middle of the week. Like, if we take a look, they were low on Sunday during squad battle rewards. They jumped up a little bit on Sunday last week, but then they dropped down at the end of weekend league rewards, and then they went up after that. I think maybe the market's going to mimic that this week, but I do think there might be a bit of a different trend on some cards in relation to fodder today, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. But I'm not really going to say fodder is an incredible investment right now based on the way things look. It all depends on today's content, but I want to take a look at the other SBCs from yesterday and Saturday. First, we have the Time Warp Icon Pirlo, and really what I can say about this is if you're a Pirlo fan and this is a non-negotiable player that you have to have in your past and present, in your RTG, or just in your squad in general, you know what? This actually isn't a terrible value SBC because Pirlo's card was around 1 million coins on the market. He was 1.1 mil, 1 mil flat in the last couple of days. This SBC is coming in around 700K. So again, not bad. Is that card kind of overvalued on the market? I would say that it is for where we're at in the game at the moment and how good other cards are, but it's Pirlo. So if you want to get that one done for 12 squads, I think it's completable. I don't think it's great though. The SBC that I do think is pretty good from yesterday is Coola Daddy, as he's most oftenly known as in the FIFA community, former Chelsea player. Just kind of a FIFA legend, to be completely honest. Looks like a very doable card here with the Bruiser and the Anticipate Plus. What a nice combination there. Defender Plus Plus has the intercept base, has solid play styles, and of course is live. But before we talk about the live aspect of these cards, which still I'm trying to understand the upgrade path of these, after sitting down and seeing what it is, it's like, what is EA doing here? But 85, 86, 87 rated squads with 2 team of the weeks. This comes in at 100,000 coins. It is 80% upvoted. And really, you just don't have a lot to lose doing this SBC. You get a solid card in the here and now, and he has potential for upgrades. And again, 2 very nice playstyle pluses. Sure, maybe playstyle pluses are going to be nerfed a little bit, but none of them that are getting nerfed from what EA mentioned, as we're going to talk about today, are on this card. So that's a good sign, I guess. And again, he's 88 rated as well, so he could fit some Evos. I actually think that is a very nice SBC. The problem is probably linking him because these cards do not boost chemistry as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, that is Saudi League links, so going to be a little bit more difficult to link him than other players. That was basically all of yesterday's content. But speaking of the live aspect of these Fantasy FC cards, I was shocked when I saw this post that EA made about the upgrades for these fantasy cards. Why do they keep making all this stuff more confusing, guys? That's my question. Like, what happened to simplicity with some of the content on this game? We just had some of the craziest Evos during the Future Stars promo where you had to do like some crazy math in order to get all your Evos done in a certain order. Like, yeah, we understood it in the end, but like even here, we have specific attacking actions and defensive actions, which I do think is kind of cool, but like there's just something nice that's simple. Like upgrades that are simple, win equals upgrade, score goal equals upgrade. Like there's just something to that. And maybe I'm just complaining here. I don't know. Tell me if I'm irrational, but I think these upgrades are cool, but they're also kind of confusing in the same time. Like Footbin doesn't even have a tracker up yet for all these upgrades, and we've got cards that are getting upgrades and they're actually obtaining them already. It's just going to be very difficult, and why I really think this is kind of a more complex upgrade path is it's going to be more difficult to track these attacking actions and the defensive actions, which, by the way, if you guys haven't read into it, what it means is an attacking action is a key pass or a shot on target, and a attacking player has to have 6 of those in the next 4 games. And a defensive action is a save, clearance, block, or interception. They add up as well. So if you have like, you know, 3 saves I guess that'd be a goalkeeper. But for an attacker, if you had 3 key passes and 3 shots on target, that would be 6. Boom. So you get the 5-star weak foot or the skill move boost from that, but that's just the part that makes it a bit confusing. The other upgrades are pretty normal. Club wins 6 points in the next 4 league games. Remember, these upgrades are for league games only. The cups do not count for all of these. The cup games only count for the cup win at the very end there. Champions League games do not count for this at all. So you get a +1 overall and a roll +4. 6 points in the next 4 games, 10 total goals in the next 4 league games gives you a 99 stat. I do like that. And then this is the big one. Getting a goal or assist, or getting a clean sheet as a defender or goalkeeper and a CDM gives you a second playstyle plus if you don't already have one, or a base playstyle. So that one's really, really nice. And then you have some third playstyle plus boost that will happen later on down the line. So the upgrades are kind of similar to what we had last year in Fantasy FC and similar to Fantasy FCs of years past. And I do like the live aspect of these cards. Like, guys, you know me, we're going to be looking at the market. This is one of my favorite promos of the whole entire year to make coins on, because you've got so many different angles to look at this for investments. I don't think now's the right time to buy them, but look, you're already seeing these movements. Joao Felix actually clinched an upgrade in his games yesterday. FIFA U team tweeted this out yesterday. Joao Felix, Ricardo Horta, and Grace Kazadi, and along with Luchter from the PSG women's squad, these are the 4 cards that are allegedly needing upgrades because they've obtained their upgrades already through some sort of, aspect of the box that they've checked basically for an upgrade. So, the cards are moving on the market. That's what I wanted to show you guys. And these cards mostly have just moved down. Now, I want to make a couple of quick mentions. This card, Daniel Malen. A lot of these players, when you talk about Fantasy FC cards, it is hype, hype, and hype, right? Player is expected to do good. Player's card looks solid. That's a great combination for potential upgrades. Now, this Daniel Malen, he's got Power Shot Plus, so that's not great. But people remember his live card from last year that did really, really good. And he plays today, so there's hype for that, right? I would not be surprised if his price rose into the Roma game today. Also, Lewandowski playing today because Barcelona's playing. So this is a card that might rise a little bit into the time of the game. But you guys know how it goes. You want to sell in the hype with all this stuff. And when you're looking for investments in this team, there's 2 ways that you can look at it. First of all, you can look at a card who you think is going to get upgrades based on the player and based on the club. You're like, hey, I'm going to invest in this guy because I believe in the potential upgrades for the player and for the club. That's a good way to look at investments. Also, just from a rating perspective, Fantasy FC cards are very good to invest in for fodder. Here's an example. This Unai Simon card, right? 90 rated card. He could get himself some boosts and get some +1 overalls and go up to a 90 or just a +1. So there's no +2s here, just +1 overall until the end of the season, which is actually a little bit unfortunate for fodder. But for his card in general, we saw this last year, right? Some cards like this Sunset went from 19K, boom, he gets a +1 overall. He goes up to 30,000 coins. He may have gotten a +2. I don't exactly remember the upgrade there for the rating, but that is what you can look at for the 90 rated cards that are in this. Maybe the 89s as well could have a little bit of a movement, but it would be better for a 90 rated card going to a 91. That's more so something to keep in mind for like Team 2. Since there's only Unai Simon, it looks like just scrolling through here that would be cheap enough to be a fodder card getting upgraded. But that's usually something we look at with these Fantasy FC cards. Now, one last thing to mention with this. I say trading in the hype. You got to buy before most everybody else buys, and you got to sell before most everybody else sells. That's how it works with these cards. You got to buy and kind of predict and gamble a little bit, if you will, on who you think is going to get upgrades based on the player performing well and the club performing well. But then you got to sell before everybody else does too, because these cards can be super investable and do big things like this Daniel Malen last year, right? FC 25 fantasy promo, 200,000 coins up to 500K. Crazy rise. But if you invested early in this card, which there was a lot of hype and a lot of people were buying this Malen last year for 400K, didn't work out. So you got to buy early, right? Before everybody else does, but then you got to sell early too. So yes, this is a little bit like doing an icon pack or an icon player pick where there is some risk involved, because you just never know how the player is going to perform, how the club is going to perform. But that's part of the fun with it. And there's a lot of times where some of these cheaper cards in here, especially as they're low enough rated to fit some evolutions, could really go crazy and be really, really good investments because of the evolution, potential, plus the upgrades that they could get. So all that being said, I'm not really investing in any of these cards at the moment right now, because I do think that they're going to probably go lower today, maybe tomorrow. In the next 2 to 3 days, I think we're going to be looking to invest in these cards. I did buy a Semenyo because I was like, I can't just get on a video today and not buy anything. This is a quick flip more than anything else, because he was 1.8 mil yesterday, of course, did not play very well for City. Didn't record any contributions that would really help him out personally for his upgrades. So he went down a lot. So that's why I wanted to flip him, because he's just a really hype card right now. But I do think fantasies are going to be a good investment. I just think the upgrade path is a little confusing. And, you know, I want to wait to be investing in these cards. But what you can do right now is scout out some players. Players like Koulibaly, actually, it's a big help for him that they've got a good number of games like in the near future. He's got 2 games in the next week. That's huge. If you're looking through a lot of these players for Fantasy FC, you'll notice that there's not that many players that are having games. I think there might be international break at the very beginning of March or something like that, because it looks like most, if not all, the leagues are on pause. I got to double check the calendar for that. But just look at the calendar for each of these players. If you want to invest in somebody like Diaby, just make sure that he's got a good number of games upcoming and that he's in good form, because that's what makes a good investment in a live card promo. But that's part of the reason that we like this promo, is because the cards are live and we can track them for the upgrades. Now, turning the page a little bit and talking about this promo in general, and I think the biggest news on the game right now, it's not out yet, but it's about the latest patch that we are going to be getting on this game after EA dropped this on Friday. Guys, I was literally coming in from the beach, had not looked at any FC26 related things for the week, taking a break, and I saw like a Discord post, I think it was, from EA posting this February feedback, and I was like, oh wow, this is the playstyles and attributes thing. I want to read this. And I was shocked with what I read, because when they put out the whole poll and everything on Discord saying that they were going to work on the balance between the attributes and the playstyles, right? They put out the poll. The poll was unanimously voted on to say that playstyles are way more overpowered than stats and attributes. We thought it meant that all stats and attributes would maybe be affected in whatever update that they would put out after this. But this is EA's response. A major theme in your feedback was that playstyles are enhancing players more than attributes. And they said, we want to tune attributes and several playstyles. And right here, my eyebrows went up. I was like, several playstyles? What? The following playstyles will be receiving changes. Tiki-taka, incisive, inventive pass will also be bringing some overall changes to power shots and chip shots. And I just sat there like, what are they doing? Why are only 5 playstyles being affected in this change? The problem is all playstyles are better than stats. That's the problem. Changing 3 playstyles is not going to fix the problem. It'll fix the problem for maybe 3 of the playstyles there. I kind of hope they're buffing power shots and chip shots, because those, we've tried them through icon swaps, right? Chip shots are very woeful. Tiki-taka, incisive, and inventive. But most of those first 2 are 2 of the most OP playstyles in the game, which you could say, okay, yeah, it's good that those are getting nerfed, but the whole point was playstyles are here, attributes are here. We need to level the playing field, but they're just doing it for a couple of playstyles. I tweeted about this right after I saw it, because I was like, what are they doing? They made it seem like they were going to be impacting all playstyles to really make the playing field level for all playstyles. So right now they're reducing the effectiveness of Tiki-taka, incisive, and inventive pass. Oh, but they're going to keep intercept plus and anticipate plus and, you know, some of the other finesse shot plus. Those aren't going to get touched, right? Because no, those aren't super overpowered and super meta either. Just the Tiki-taka and the incisive. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated by this, because this is not at all what I thought the fix should be for this playstyles combination right here. Like, why are they nerfing some of the best ones in the game and not nerfing others? That's really the question that I think needs to be asked here. I saw some really great tweets about this. Like, Nepenthes brought this up as well. Him and Nick RTFM both made some videos about this, which had very good points in them. And honestly, this is the same problem that we had last year. In FC25, playstyles were a big problem. They were way more OP than stats. And here we are again in FC26 with the same problem after, as Nepenthes is pointing out here, EA said they were going to balance them better this year, and that has not been the case at all. I hope EA revert this. Like, I literally think that they should, after seeing that this tweet is 3 times more viewed than even the first tweet in this whole thread. I feel like they should be reading the comments under this and listening to our feedback that is directly shaping these updates. I think they should be listening to this and saying, okay, yep, we need to decrease the effectiveness of all playstyles, not make them useless, just decrease them so that stats matter again. So when I look at a Griezmann card that I pack pull and I see 3 stats at 92, I'm like, this guy's going to be legit no matter what playstyle pluses and even base playstyles that he has, right? He should still be an insane card in the game with where we're at right now in the power curve because those stats are incredible regardless of his playstyles. That's what I want to do when I look at a new card that comes out. I don't want to think, oh man, Steven Gerrard, 1 good playstyle plus. I want to say, ooh, he's got incisive. That's sick. Ooh, 91 passing. Or Anthony Gordon, 96 pace. Give me that card. I want to be excited about stats and care about those along with playstyles mattering. That's really where I'm at with this. And yeah, the fear of this, moving into a quick little bit of market conversation, the fear of EA changing the tiki-taka and the incisive pass, of course, impacted some midfielders immediately after this. And, you know, if they do come out and say they're going to nerf all playstyles, will other cards go down? Yeah, sure. I think some cards that are, like, specifically propped up in price, maybe like somebody like the Iniesta card, who's got incisive and tiki-taka both. I think he's at the new version of him, the 93 rated, yep, from the knockout royalty promo. Maybe this card's a little overpriced because he has incisive and he has tiki, right? There could be some cards that take a hit if they do say they're going to, you know, nerf also the intercept and the finesse and stuff like that. But again, it should be all playstyles, in my opinion, that do get nerfed. And I think there would be a little bit of panic around that. It would just be more so fear-based to make those card prices drop. But really, we're waiting for the actual pitch notes, right? They said that, you know, they're going to be releasing a full pitch notes on this that is going to give us a full breakdown into what is going on. So honestly, maybe a little bit of a rant or just a venting situation here from me. By the way, this tweet that was going around, these pictures, this is from FC24. This is not from like right now. I was like, wait, where is this coming from? And then I went back and looked. It's from FC24. That's you know, I just think these playstyles, a lot of people say they need to get rid of them. I don't think EA is going to get rid of them. I think they're being very clear that they're not going to by still incorporating them into so many different ways. And if they were going to get rid of them, then they would have, I think, done this update a lot differently. But I do think they need to change the way they're going about this update. And hopefully there's enough time still for our feedback to actually impact this. I'm going to end this conversation with one kind of truth bomb, if you will. I honestly think the reason that we haven't had more updates recently, and maybe we're not getting the update, and maybe what it feels like the time spent on gameplay and FC26 patch notes and updates right now in this game, I think the reason for that is EA's working more on FC27 now than FC26, because let's be honest, they're going to start working on things for that game. But here's my thought. I obviously don't know how it works entirely, but like, if they're going to start working on FC27, get this figured out in 26 so you can roll it forward in 27 and make that better and like do some work ahead of time. That would be my like advice. I don't know if they can do that or not, but like hopefully they actually do put some good work into this and change more than just those 3 or 4 or 5 playstyles, because I think that's part of the problem. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But obviously that's a gameplay related thing, but that's going to impact the market like we looked at with Seeger and those other cards. We just got to wait and see what comes out with those patch notes. But I was just very, very shocked to see how EA was going about that new playstyle update and change, because I just think it is the wrong way to be doing it. Now, let's talk about Sunday content today, because we have something that we know is bringing some big rewards to the game today. One of those rewards is the group reward, and that is the Fantasy FC League 91 rated Ibarbo card. With the quick step and the finesse, the card's already there in game. It's been leaked as well. Card looks really good. Now, there's a lot of other rewards that are happening with this, but it's really, really competitive. We thought I wasn't here for it all. I know you guys were. But we thought that the knockout, what are they called? The WWE tournaments, right? The lightweight, middleweight, and the heavyweight knockout tournaments. We thought those were going to be pretty competitive, and they were, right? This is going to be as competitive as it gets because it is fixed 24 matches in total for everybody, and you got to win 20 to get the whole Fantasy FC League completed. This is like the MyCon that we had last year, if you guys remember that. It's the exact same thing. It's going to be very competitive. The squad requirements are very unique as well. Team overall max 83. Players from the same league max 3. You cannot bronze bench. Nobody over 92 rated, nobody over 91 rated, honestly, and only 3 players 88 or higher. So very specific squad requirements here. I will be playing this because the rewards do look cracked, but do I think I'm going to get 20 of 24 wins? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it does start today, guys. As you can see, the countdown to the Fantasy FC League does run down to today. Here's the league set of rewards. We've got 3 players, specifically the Abarbo, who looks pretty cracked. You got an 87-10, an 88 by 6, 87 by 7, 88 by 5, 88 by 3, 87 by 3, 86 by 3. I think those might be in some sort of like bonus objective or something like that too, because when you click on the Fantasy FC League and look at the progress in here, like I didn't see all of those packs. Like sure, I see an 86 by 3 and 85 by 4, but then I see like an 84-5, 84-4. So there must be a couple of objectives inside of this in terms of the number of wins. Obviously it stops here at win 10, so there's got to be, of course, the win, 11 through 20, maybe even like a win 24 extra bonus reward at the very end too. So that's going to be very sweaty. You can start making your squad up to get involved in that. I think it will be worth playing to chip away at over, I believe, the 2 weeks that it is out. I don't think it's going to be out for just a week, right? Because it's a fixed number of games. I guess it doesn't really say, but I think that will be worth playing just to see how good of rewards you can get. But like, hey, if I go into that mode, especially after not playing a game for this game for a week, if I go into that mode and I get like 15 wins out of 24, I'll be very, very happy. But that's going to be very competitive today. Now, last thing I want to talk about in the video today is a piece of content that's not leaked, but I'm guessing, okay? I'm theorizing that we're going to get a new icon player pick today. And here's the kicker. This could be a really good icon pick today, or it could just be pretty mid. Here's why. The 1 of 3 88 plus encore icon pick is expiring today, right? It's an okay one. It's an icon pick, but I think I like the pack better because the pack does not include base icons. This still does. 2 things could happen with this today, in my opinion. First thing is they up the rating to 89 plus and they keep base icons in it. That would probably keep the price about the same. 287 squads, 288s, and a 186. If they do that, probably just stays around the same price. Wouldn't be that crazy. The crazier thing would be if they take out the base icons. That would be phenomenal. If they decided to do that, this icon player pick would be very, very hype. And I do think they would make it a little bit more expensive. I don't know if they go for an 89 rated squad, but if you see leaks today of a 88 plus or 89 plus encore icon player pick that says base icons are removed, I think fodder is a good investment because that's going to be very hype. When they remove base icons from the icon player pick, things will be good with that and there will be hype for it, right? Now, I talk about fodder. What rating would I invest in? 87s and 88s probably. If this were to be leaked today to be a non-base including icon player pick, even if it goes to 89 plus and includes the bases still, maybe a few of these cards would move. Like I mentioned, Sundays are always a good day to invest in fodder on bids because of squad battle rewards. And of course, we've got icon swaps, so squad battles are being played. And you can see last week that on Sunday, these cards did go pretty low. 88s were down to 8K. They jumped to almost 10K after content. So Sundays are common days for icon picks to be released. I think we could see 87s and 88s have a spike again. But as you saw in that Bukayo Saka graph, the spike did not last very long. It all depends on how good the player pick is today. If the spike lasts and the cards stay up. If there's real hype for it, they will stay up. If there's not, then they probably won't. So that is my advice for fodder today. If you want to get invested, you could do maybe the 87s or the 88s. And then to look at team of the weeks, I think I'd wait on Team of the Weeks. Last week, they didn't go up until Tuesday, and I think there's still 13,000 coins right now. I would wait to invest. Oh, they're lower than that? 12K? I think I'd wait to invest in Team of the Weeks until Monday night, Tuesday. That'd probably be the time to get involved in those, in my opinion. I don't think they would go up as much for an icon pick unless there's more than 2 that are required. So that's the situation for investing in fodder right there. Of course, guys, we're always looking out for any Evo leaks that could be out there, or player SBC leaks. There's not a whole lot at the moment. I'm getting caught back up on all the things leaks as well when it comes to what is about to drop on this game for FC. So if I missed anything today, I apologize. Again, I'm catching back up, but it seems like right now, apart from a couple of fantasy FC related content things, like icon swaps is still like the main grind, and I'm coming back from this. Wanting to open a couple of packs on this video for you guys right at the end here too, but I'm coming back with 10 icon swap tokens from the first time around, not knowing what to do with my hopefully 20 icon swap tokens. R9 is a little more tempting than he was before, but also so is that 10 token Evo, because that still creates some crazy cards, and then I could do some packs after that as well. So I really don't know what I'm going to do, guys. And I'm wanting to open these packs here right away at the end of the video because, ooh, speaking of Bukayo Saka, Mike Theory, I haven't opened packs for a week. So I don't know if there's any, like, you know, I'm off the game for a week, so EA wants to bring me back in. Theory here, not inform. We'll take that. I'll open one more pack, and then I'll open the guaranteed knockout royalty there that we have on the account as well. But yeah, honestly, just a quick little catch up. I missed playing this game in the last week. It might sound crazy. I missed the menus. I didn't miss the frustrations with the content, that's for sure. But I missed using my Team of the Year Pedri. I missed using my Hullet. And I missed vibing out with you guys in the chat and on the YouTube vids. So taking a week away, if you haven't taken a week away or a couple days away from the game, I would highly recommend it, actually. Like, just to clear up the headspace for a bit. Take a quick breather, come back, and it's crazy what it does for the motivation, actually. Because you come back and like, I want to see what's happening. I want to hop on. Whereas when you're inside of it every single day, all the time, it's like, it's a lot, you know? All right, last pack, 87 plus knockout royalty guarantee. We got a center mid. We got a Brazilian. I have no idea who this, Bruno Guimaraes. I do remember who this is. Frick, he was everywhere. That's like one of the worst cards, right? Yeah. I know it's not terrible, but I think he was really common last week during Knockout Royalty. I gotta learn card prices again. That is one of my goals for the next couple of days, is learning card prices, because the last trade that I did before buying this Semenyo was the day that I left for holiday, vacation, and I picked up Gerrard's for 400,000 coins, and I sold him for 460 to 470,000 coins, and now he's 200K. So I did buy the Semenyo. Hopefully we'll be able to sell him for like 1.3 mids, 1.3 highs today. Hopefully he goes up a little bit. We'll make some coins there. And I can't promise a stream today. I'd love to be back on the stream, but for sure tomorrow on Monday, we'll have another video and a stream, and the content will start to continue as per usual. I'm excited to be back, guys. It's great to be back. I missed you guys once again. And yeah, good luck in the fantasy league today, and good luck with those investments if you're going after those. I got to get into some packs. I got to get into the daily SBCs again. I'm ready to get back into it. As I said, I'm motivated. I'm ready to freaking go, man. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And, of course, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace out.